study signaling molecules inside the body. Virtually every response in our body is regulated by signals. And if these signals don't work well, then that would easily lead to diseases. So if you can find out what's happening, what's the behavior of the signaling molecules inside the cells, if you can understand what the behaviors are, then you can lead to developing disease treatment.
So I am studying about the development of neuronal cells in the brain. Especially, I'm interested in the formation of neural circuit at the cellular level. Our result may increase the knowledge of humans that will apply to the therapeutic use in future.
So we have started to actually establish a membrane lab here. That was quite strange inside the iCeMS because iCeMS was really equipped with biological stuff, but we didn't have anything on membrane. So the aim was that going through the membrane to achieve easy ways for clean water and actually producing renewable energy. So we actually started working iCeMS also on gas, which was done previously based on some porous particles, I think in Kyoto sensei groups, but we look in a different way as a membrane separation. So which was more kind of commercialized system, and we can use it for more industrial applications rather than particles.
We are looking at how the DNA the modifications change to facilitate the repair of DNA damage. So it's important because it's important in understanding the disease, it's important in understanding therapies. It has large implications for cancer. Cancer cells often have really, bad ways of repairing their DNA. So if we can understand more about the cancer cell, or we can understand more about DNA damage, then we can understand disease and we can hopefully treat it or prevent it.
In my research, personally, I think it's trying to connect the dots between nanoengineering and also chemistry and biology, three parts. I come from a background of chemistry, so I personally find it's very important to think outside of the box instead of just thinking through a chemistry pathway. We need to look from another angle, for example, from the biological angle and from the nanomaterial angle, and try to use chemistry to connect everything. So for me personally, the most important in my research is trying to see things in a bigger picture. iCeMS for me is a very special institution where it integrates different kind of studies, different kind of fields. For example, my study is a combination of nanotechnology and chemistry and biology. But I heard a lot of studies that is done in iCeMS that could be a combination of physics, computers, and biologies. It's in such an environment where everything is integrated together that I think the study of science is way different from any other place in this world.
I use biophysics to understand the basis of biology, and also applies obtained knowledge to bioengineering. I want to make a better world where people doesn't have to go to the hospital.
Because our aim is not really just very pure research. Our strategies use our science to solve some problems. So we look for some applied things. And I think with help of companies, actually, we can easier achieve this kind of things. So because anyway, they have experience of this kind of commercialization. We can, decide what we want to do in our research. And of course, we have some students that help me, for example, as a foreigner in my research and making this collaboration, as I mentioned. And I think by means of these two things, kind of independent research and kind of help from some people that are really living here and help us, I think I have a fun research. I come from a kind of field that I used to be in a very, for example, as an example, if I work on a membrane, all of the groups kind of related to membrane area. So I used to be this kind of research group, but now, I mean, if I see iCeMS really working wide these days. You can see different areas. You can be familiar a little bit with biology, with chemistry, with physics. So people work on different areas of science. This is really interesting for me because I can get actually a little bit understanding about different area of research as well. It's not really just focused on one area. So for me, this is actually interesting.
I believe all the people, all the researchers, all the young people can contribute very much to the very fundamental science and also the solving very, very important issues in our world.